2025.
Today, we celebrate the Singapore Armed Forces Day, recognizing the dedication and sacrifice of our servicemen and women who have tirelessly kept Singapore safe.
This year also marks a significant milestone, 60 years of the Singapore Armed Forces, a legacy of strength, commitment and unity that's kept our nation safe across generations.
To commemorate SAF Day, here's a message from the Chief of Defence Force, Vice Admiral Aaron Beng.
60 years ago, we began with little more than a vision of having a secure and sovereign nation. Through determination and dedication, we have collectively built a strong SAF. Forged not just by weapons and machines, but by the unwavering spirit of those who have served and the confidence and support of Singaporeans. Today, where global tensions and uncertainties continue to rise and threats continue to evolve, it is all the more important that the SAF stands ready, relevant and resilient. It is our shield, our strength and a testament of our collective commitment to protect all that we hold dear.
The memories of the period were that there was a lot of uncertainty, but you needed people to protect us. And the British have already said they need to pull out, and we had to have our own people protecting ourselves.
I think every young individual, a citizen of Singapore, should volunteer for it without any question at all.
When I first entered NS, we had the Chinese, the Tamils, the Malays, and the English stream. So amongst us as recruits, there was communication issues. Training was tough. Physically, we were not prepared. Performance of the different people in that section is different. How do we try to bring everybody to the same level? It was like helping each other. So for example, when you do stripping and assembling a rifle, there's a time limit in which must be done. You know, I used to teach my buddy with sign language. We used to practice together so that he would keep up. And I think in a way, it helped to build teamwork.
Over the years, we have proven time and again that if there were any situation that threatens our country, we will stand ready. These missions, whether locally or in overseas, shows that we are ready to step up anytime.
Makasih banyak atas bantuan dari personil dari tentara di Singapura, jadi kami bisa terbantukan dengan situasi yang ada di.
In the 80s, the focus a lot was on the physical training. The training were repetitive in the sense that it needed to build our skills, our ability to react to situations. There are new dimensions to our training that we do now. The battlefield has become more and more complex, so the training will continue to evolve.
The Invincible class submarine is actually the first submarine that is custom built for Singapore's needs. I see the submarine as a lethal and silent weapon. She goes out to sea suddenly, completes her mission, which has an inimitable effect on the country's overall defense, without anyone even knowing what she has done.
Today, the threats that are coming in are not always from the military point of view, and more often than not in the digital domain, in the cyber domain, or even in the information domain. And that is where the DIS is operating in. The things that we do really contribute to the security of Singapore, and that is something that I resonate with.
Most people in 206 Squadron still remember me and think fondly of me. So when I come back for ICTs, I generally have a positive experience. Given the frequent nature of my ICT, I feel that I'm constantly updated on changing technologies as well as processes in our working environment. And that helps me to stay updated and ready to be deployed at any time.
Talking to the Gaza casualties, it reminds me the fragility of our security and our safety, and that if we don't actively ensure it, we can never fully maintain it.
These 60 years have not come easy. I'm thankful for the hard work the pioneers have put in to lay a strong foundation for us, the younger generations, to work with.
We've had generations of people who've gone through military service in Singapore and understand the importance of this.
A lot of NS trainings that we do on a daily basis definitely presents the challenges. Support from friends and family is very important. I really love my friends here. Our friendships aren't just circumstantial friendship. It's really true friendships that are made. As for family, I definitely get a lot of support. My family's come for all the events that USIL holds. It warms my heart, really.
I'm so proud of you.
A female officer serving for the nation. I feel very proud.
as a father.
I've seen him grow tremendously. I definitely have a lot of confidence in SAF and the men that they have built. They are definitely people that we can count on.
To me, my home is my family, my friends, and my loved ones. I will do anything it takes to protect them as well as what are important to them.
Frankly, I'll go as far as putting my life at stake for the defense of the country because my home is everything. And without this, I've got nothing.
We need to protect our lives and our livelihood. And that's what defending our country means. Whether you are even in the uniformed services or you are just a normal person doing your job, everyone has a part to play because if not us, then who?
The SAF will continue to build on the strength of our people and give everything we can to defend this land we call home. And as long as we stand together as one, we will never waver, never falter, and never stop fighting for our people, our nation, and the promise of a brighter tomorrow. Happy SAF 60, Yang Pertama dan Utama, and Majulah Singapura.
It's truly heartwarming to see the unwavering sense of purpose in our servicemen and women standing strong for Singapore year after year. A heartfelt thank you to all who serve.
Thank you indeed. Now, we see the same kind of spirit and dedication in the preparation of the SAF Day Parade. As we mark 60 years of the SAF, this year's parade is more than just ceremony. It's a celebration of legacy and a glimpse into the future.
More than 1,000 participants and organizers played a role in making this parade happen.
Here's a behind-the-scenes look at their journey.
Hello, I'm Colonel Ong Chiu Peng, and I'm the ESCO Chairman for SAF Day Parade 2025. Every year, we celebrate the founding of SAF on 1st of July, and every year we take this opportunity to reaffirm our commitment and allegiance to Singapore. This year's parade is exceptionally special because this is also the SAF 60 year that we have been defending our sovereignty and the country.
I am very happy and proud to be part of this SAF Day Parade because honestly it's a huge milestone that the SAF has reached. Hi, I am 3rd Sergeant Chester Goh, Detachment Commander from 10 C4I Battalion. My role as a detachment commander is to help detect and disrupt unmanned aerial system threats so that we can provide security to the people who are attending the parade. I am proud to be an NSF because it allows me to understand the reason why SAF is needed, and as such, it allows me to have a fulfillment for when I'm serving full-time. The current and future NSFs, your time in NS is defined by how you choose to do it and not what they make you do. So if you can find meaning in what you're doing, then that's all the fun you can have.
This is the first time in 10 years since there was night platform on the parade square itself. I'm Master Sergeant Jeremy and I'm the static display overall in charge for SAF Day Parade 2025. The greatest challenge I face is against time because if the first platform doesn't come in, the rest of the platform are unable to go into their positions as well. My favorite platform would be the attack helicopter because it's like a tank on wings. It has a lethal arsenal of weaponry, therefore it makes it a very formidable opponent to be dealt with. I'm looking forward for the audience to be wowed by the 9 static display platforms on display for SAF Day Parade 2025.
This year, my team actually designed new banners featuring the new SAF 60 logos that we will be blending with the existing decorations. Hi, I'm Captain Wesley. I'm the infrastructure and decoration overall in charge for SAF Day Parade 2025. The initial planning process required me to actually walk the ground extensively and really understand the terrain to develop a sound deployment plan. The biggest infrastructure need will definitely be the tentages that we have lined up to support this event. I believe that my experience as a battery commander has prepared me well. I'm looking forward to seeing all 258 flags and banners being lined up across SAFI.
Hi, I'm Master War Officer Su Yong Kwang. I'm the head parade organizing group. I've been in the SF for 30 years. I've learned from my previous experience that it's important to work with different people with different background. Like for this year, we need to work with the 4 services. It is important that we come together and understand what is our goal so that we can deliver what we need to achieve. In this year's parade, I'm looking forward to the trooping of colours. We see them marching through the parade square in slow march, coordinated by the SF band. So this is quite a sight to see.
We are prepared to deal with any emergency cases that come to us from the parade. I'm Corporal Nabil, a medic from 23rd Singapore Artillery. The most common kind of medical drills that we are trained to do is heat injuries and cases of cardiac arrest as well. I'm proud to be a medic of the SAF as it allows me to be able to help people in need of medical attention. There's no greater joy than seeing people get better.
I'm Military Expert 4, Pei Jing Yi. This is the first time that I'm involved in a SAF-wide event, and I'm very excited to be here and to be able to make small contributions that are impactful to the working crew and also the participants. We are the logisticians behind this whole SAF Day Parade, so things like shuttle bus transportation for all our participants and working crew, ration, and also the morale boosting items such as the H2O you see behind me. We do small things like this to help to boost morale in this SAF Day Parade.
Sometimes the question we ask is, why you volunteer? Singapore has been home for my family for almost 19 years now. Hi, my name is SV3 Bipul Jain. I came to Singapore in 2007. My current role in SAFVC is transport operator. At SF Day Parade, I'll be guiding guests to their respective sitting locations while greeting them with a smile and welcoming them to have a good experience. I want to give back to the country who's been supporting me and my family, and also my son just POP, so I can connect with him how his BMT went. We can talk the same language. During their primary school, when they went to see NDP and they saw me, they were like proudly telling their classmates, saying, hey, look, my father is here, my father is here. My sons are really proud when they see their father serving the nation.
Ice is probably one of the nicest dogs I've ever met. He's very good at what he does, and seeing him work is kind of crazy. It's very awe-inspiring. Hello, I'm Lance Corporal Oliver Hahn. I work in the Explosive Search Dog Platoon in 36th Singapore Combat Engineers, and this is Ice, my Explosive Search Dog.
Hi, I'm 3rd Sergeant Chong Jun Hui from 36th Battalion Singapore Combat Engineers, and I'm an Explosive Ordnance Disposal Commander. And we are from the Security Sweep Team for SAF Day. For the context of SAF Day, there will be a rostrum and there will be the stage and potted plants area. So for the potted plants area, we are generally unable to do our sweep manually with our detection equipment. So in such situations, we will deploy the Explosive Search Dog Team.
So if Ice found something abnormal, what he would do is he would just sit down and look in the area and he would just stare at it.
On the other hand, we will use our explosive search devices on the roofs.
Being an SF means quite a lot. Knowing that I can look after these dogs and ensure the well-being of the dogs means quite a lot to me as someone who not only owns a dog, but I'm a dog lover.
Wow, the commitment and effort put into this year's SAF Day Parade is truly inspiring. We will also hear more from other parade participants later in the show. Look out for that in just a bit.
Well, Tanisha, I think the parade is just about to start. Let's cross over to the Safdie Military Institute now. And we are coming to you live from the Safety Military Institute. If you love mean machines, then you're in for a visual treat. Here on the parade grounds, we have 9 static displays on showcase.
This is the Navy's trusty combatant craft medium. This versatile boat is the go-to choice for deploying our elite naval divers quickly and efficiently on specialized missions. Powered by twin 350 horsepower engines, the CCM can transport up to 8 fully equipped naval divers with ease. One of its notable deployments was in 2014 when it helped combat piracy in the Gulf of Aden as part of international efforts.
And next we have one of RSN's most advanced weapon systems. The Harpoon Torpedo. Once fired, it locks onto its target and autonomously steers itself mid-flight. Known for its impressive range and accuracy, the Harpoon can strike targets over 120 kilometers away. It's currently deployed on the missile corvettes and frigates, providing unmatched precision in naval warfare.
Next, the Veloce 60. The Veloce 60 is a next-gen drone launched from RSN ships for close-range surveillance. Its hybrid design allows vertical takeoff and long-endurance flight in one sleek platform. With powerful day and night sensors, it delivers sharp, round-the-clock intelligence.
This is the Hunter Armored Fighting Vehicle. It is Singapore's first fully digitalized platform built for speed, firepower, and battlefield dominance. It is powered by the Artemis digital system, which transforms the Hunter into a fully networked war machine, enabling real-time mission planning, instant target sharing, and smooth coordination. It is also equipped with an integrated combat cockpit and a 360-degree surveillance system, allowing seamless control while allowing soldiers to operate completely close-hatched.
Next, we have the High Mobility Artillery Rocket System. Also known as the HIMARS, it has a precise and responsive system that is capable of engaging multiple targets up to 70 kilometers away on the battlefield. It can also launch 6 rockets in under a minute, allowing for quick, overwhelming strikes on enemy positions. Its armored cabin also ensures the crew is well protected during operations.
This is the Terex Infantry Carrier Vehicle. This vehicle is padded with additional armor that is designed to withstand mine blasts. It is also equipped with a remote weapon system for accurate fire on the move and sensors to detect and share enemy fire locations in real time. With strong armor and battlefield connectivity, the Terex brings protection, firepower, and mobility to the front lines.
Next, we have the Hermes 450 Unmanned Aerial Vehicle. This UAV provides real-time surveillance and target acquisition from high above the battlefield. With over 14 hours of endurance, it provides the SAF with better situational awareness in the field. Operated by a compact two-man crew, it delivers critical intelligence swiftly and securely to ground forces.
This is the AH-64 Delta Apache attack helicopter. A battle-proven beast built for precision and power, also known as the flying tank. The Apache is the first attack helicopter built to take hits and deliver massive damage. It's equipped with Hellfire missiles, rockets, and a 30mm chain gun guided by longbow radar to dominate armored targets day or night in any weather. The RSAF has been flying the Apache since 1999 and is not going anywhere. A life extension program is keeping it mission ready well into the 2030s.
Lastly, we have the Super Puma medium lift helicopter. A mission-tested workhorse trusted by the SAF since 1985, it's flown in all weather, day or night, lifting troops, cargo, and even hope during rescue and relief missions. With room for up to 24 personnel or heavy loads, it's built for strength, stability, and versatility in the air. Whether navigating rough terrain or swooping into danger zones, the Super Puma has done it all, from battlefield support to humanitarian aid.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are coming to you live from the Safti Military Institute. If you've just logged in, a warm welcome to you. So, Tanisha, this year is a special one. Singapore is celebrating 60 years of its armed forces. In fact, the SAF was officially established in 1965. And just 2 years later, the first batch of 900 national servicemen was enlisted, and that was the beginning of national service as we know it today.
Absolutely, JK. I mean, imagine being part of that first batch. It must have been such a historic moment.
That's right. Fast forward to today, over 1,000 guests are gathered right here at the parade grounds, a resounding show of unity to celebrate this special occasion.
Yep, key attendees include defense partners, foreign military attaches and advisors, as well as personnel from the Singapore Police Force and Singapore Civil Defense Force.
Now, this year's SAF Day Parade is a massive undertaking with nearly 1,000 participants and dedicated individuals working tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure that everything runs smoothly.
Their combined efforts and teamwork are crucial to the success of this grand celebration.
Now, President Tharman is here once again to officiate the SAF Day Parade as head of state, continuing Singapore's proud tradition of honouring our servicemen and women.
Also, the Singapore Armed Forces welcomes its new Chief of Army. This will be Major General Chai De Sian's first SAF Day Parade as Chief of Army.
And once again, a warm welcome to the SAF Day Parade 2025.
The parade is about to start. We are currently waiting for the parade RSM to give the markers call.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Singapore Armed Forces Day Parade 2025. Participating in this year's parade are 4 state and 36 regimental colours, 5 Guard of Honour contingents, 10 marching contingents, and the Singapore Armed Forces Central Band. Today, we celebrate Singapore Armed Forces Day, recognizing the dedication and sacrifices of our servicemen and women who have tirelessly kept Singapore safe.
And we've just heard the markers call.
That's right, JK. This is a cue for a representative of each contingent to mark out their respective positions on the parade where the rest of the troops will eventually form up.
Penanda ke kiri, pusing. Penanda ke tempat masing-masing. Tarik kanan, cepat jalan. Penanda akan menghadap ke hadapan. Ke kanan, pusing. Penanda rusuk senjata. Penanda senang diri. Penanda diam.
The Parade Regimental Sergeant Major for today's parade is Military Expert 4 Lee Han Seng, Chief Expert in Joint Intelligence Command.
Impressive stuff indeed. In just a few moments, the SAF Day Parade 2025 will begin with the Regimental Sergeant Major forming up the parade. Let's hear more from him.
Hi, I'm Military Expert 4 Lee Han Seng. I'm the Parade Regimental Sergeant Major for SAF Day Parade 2025. For this year's parade, we're having Trooping of Colours, It is also a special segment where we don't do it every year. Trooping of Colours is a highest recognition given to the parade. 60 years of independence is no mean feat. SAF has come a long way. From here, I'd like to wish SAF a glorious 60th anniversary, defending our home, securing our future.
And coming in, we have 10 marching contingents making up the parade today. Among them are the Armour Contingent, the Singapore Armed Forces Medical Corps Contingent, the Guards Contingent, the Army's Command, Control, Communications, Computers, and Intelligence Contingent, the Republic of Singapore Air Force Contingent, the Singapore Combat Engineers Contingent, the Republic of Singapore Navy Contingent, the Singapore Artillery Contingent, the Infantry Contingent, the Combat Service Support Command Contingent,
Kawalan kehormatan, tarik kanan, cepat jalan.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise when the colors march past your immediate front. All military personnel in uniform are to salute the colors.
And here we have the 5 Guard of Honor contingents coming up. The first Guard of Honor contingent is formed by the Singapore Armed Forces Military Police Command. Right behind it is the 2nd Guard of Honor contingent, formed by the Best Combat Unit, 1st Commando Battalion.
Next up are the 4 state colors representing the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Digital and Intelligence Service.
And that's the Guard of Honor contingent formed by the Naval Diving Unit from the Republic of Singapore Navy.
We have the Guard of Honor contingent formed by the Air Power Generation Command from the Republic of Singapore Air Force. And finally, we have the Guard of Honor contingent formed by the Digital and Intelligence Service. Here we see the state and regimental colors taking up their final positions.
Shortly, the parade commander will be making his way onto the parade ground.
Kawalan kehormatan, rekanan roll! Terus! Kawalan kehormatan, hormat panji-panji, hormat senja! Dah!
Paris! Rusuk! Senja! Tak! Paris! Senande! Read!
The parade second in command is Lieutenant Colonel Chua Tzu-chung, Commanding Officer, Basic Military Training Center, School 4. The Colors Regimental Sergeant Major is Military Expert 3 Sham Rohit Kumar, Command Chief 142 Squadron. The Singapore Armed Forces Central Band is led by the Director of Music, Military Expert 5 Ignatius Wang.
Paris! Sunday! Yeah!
The parade commander for this year's parade is Lieutenant Colonel Shu Narayan. He will now take over from the parade's second in command.
The parade's second in command, Lieutenant Colonel Chua Zi-zong, has handed over the command to the parade commander.
We actually caught up with him during the rehearsal, so let's hear what he has to say.
Hi, I'm Major Chua Zi-zong, and I'm the parade second in command for this year SAF Day Parade. I'm very happy to train alongside with my comrades and the trainers. When I first enlisted, my direct commanders has been very inspiring, so much so that I want to be like them one day. As of today, I'm the commanding officer of BMTC School 4. This means that I've realized what I've dreamed of and what I aspire to be. As we celebrate SAF 60 this year, I hope we can continue to protect what is ours.
West! Senang Day! Wee!
The parade commander is Lieutenant Colonel Shu Narayan, Headquarters Guards.
Commanding an SAF Day Parade is no easy feat. Lieutenant Colonel Shu Narayan is taking on that important role this year. Let's hear what he has to say about taking on this important role.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Shu Narayan, and I'm the parade commander for this year's SAF Day. When I was here as a young boy watching the parade, I told myself that one day I'm going to be commanding the parade. And here I am today. Actually, I'm looking forward to my wife and my son coming down for the parade itself. My son, he's 21 months old, and he's going to see his daddy at the parade square. I hope to inspire my son to be who he can be one day.
Over 500 parade participants have come out in full force today to celebrate SAF's 60th anniversary. Here's what the participants from the services feel about their participation today.
Hi, I'm Lance Corporal Adam, and I'm from the military police, and I'm doing Trooping of Colours. As a full-time national serviceman, it's quite rare for me to do Trooping of Colours. The biggest challenge is the slow march at the very end of the parade. It's so difficult because I lose a lot of balance, and also I need to always be aligned with my fellow soldiers.
I'm Major Expert 1 Yuki Yang from 200 Squadron. I'm an Air Operations System Expert from the Air Force. I felt very honoured and proud to be in this marching contingent. As the drum rolls beat, as we shoot out our left leg holding our rifle, I just feel like my heart skipped a bit. So much memorable to me.
My experience with my fellow friends has been quite enjoyable and fun. We've worked together and shown integrity, and it was an amazing experience.
Being here for my second year is another meaningful experience. I just want to participate again.
The thing I'm looking forward to most is to make sure everyone does their part, everyone does an excellent role on what they do on that day.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the arrival of Chief of Defence Force, Vice Admiral Aaron Bing, Chief of Digital and Intelligence Service, Major General Lee Yi-jin, Chief of Navy, Rear Admiral Sean Watt, Chief of Air Force, Major General Kelvin Fan, and Chief of Army, Major General Tai Te-hsien.
West! Steady! Yeah!
Just arriving is the SAF leadership, including the Chief of Defence Force, the Chief of Army, Navy, Air Force, and the Chief of Digital and Intelligence Service.
The Chief of Defence Force will now receive compliments from the parade.
West! Hormat Panglima! Hormat! Senja! Tak! West! Russo! Senja! Tak!
Please be seated.
West! Senang Day!
A A huge shout out to everyone tuning in, whether you're in Singapore or across the globe. We're thrilled to have you with us celebrating 60 years of the Singapore Armed Forces this SAF Day.
Absolutely a happy SAF Day to each and every one of you.
Also, some of our troops currently based overseas have sent us their greetings. We've compiled them all together. Let's take a look.
We are from 130 Squadron based in Perth, PS Detachment. We wish everyone a happy SAF Day. Aim to strike! 130!
We are from the SAF Army Detachment. Wishing everyone happy SAF Day! This is the RSS Stay Fast! We wish everyone a happy SAF Day! Woo! Happy SAF Day! Jump first, see!
And this is the SAF Central Band playing the song Semoga Bahagia. The band, made up of SAF servicemen and women, also provide top-notch musical support to major state and SAF functions.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the arrival of the Minister for Defence, Mr. Chan Chun Sing.
Brace! Steady! Yeah! Infantry, Hormat, Sanja, Da! West, Russo, Sanja, Da!
Please be seated.
West, Sanangde! Oui!
These dedicated participants have invested countless hours into perfecting every detail of the SAF Day Parade, making today a spectacular display of commitment and pride. Here's what they had to say leading up to the big day.
Hi, I'm Military Expert 4 Apprentice Rahul, and I'm marching for the Guard of Honor contingent for Digital and Intelligence Service. The rehearsals have been quite fun. Week by week, seeing your endurance grow shows that you are really improving in the marching journey.
I am SCT Danish from Marine System Engineer. I am representing Singapore Navy. So far, it has been quite challenging. Countless hours goes into the training, perfecting drills. I like the precision that is being put into the team after the drills has been perfected. It will look great in front of the audience.
Being part of SCF 60 feels that you are on the shoulders of giants. There's a sense of duty to carry the legacy of those before you.
I am proud to be part of the team that protects the Singapore water.
What I'm looking forward to is making my parents proud, because this will be the first time they'll see me march in a Guard of Honor contingent.
While we await the arrival of our president, let's take a moment to talk about the man himself, President Tharman.
Yep, JK, it's his second SAF Day parade as president, but that sense of pride and anticipation never gets old.
Definitely. In fact, President Tharman's been a key figure in Singapore's leadership for years, from finance minister to deputy prime minister, and now our head of state.
President Tharman has spent decades helping shape Singapore's policies, from economic leadership to education and social development.
Exactly. He's known for his thoughtful, steady leadership and for championing values like respect, justice and compassion. The same values that underpin the SAF's commitment to serving the nation.
Whether in defence or public service, it's all about building a future that's strong, united and prepared for every Singaporean. And right now, we're just waiting for the arrival of the President Tharman Shanmugaratnam.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the arrival of Mr. Tharman Shanmugaratnam, President of the Republic of Singapore.
Where's Steady! Yep!
President Tharman is arriving as head of state for this special commemoration of SAF Day, which marks 60 years of the Singapore Armed Forces. He became the country's 9th president following the presidential elections in 2023.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome to our President.
He's being greeted by Minister for Defence Mr. Chan Chun Sing and Chief of Defence Force Vice Admiral Aaron Bing.
Where's Hormat President? Hormat Senjata! Where's Russo Senjata?
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
President, raise form up, ready for inspection.
Stop!
President Tharman will now inspect the parade. The President is escorted by the Chief of Defence Force, Vice Admiral Aaron Bing, and Parade Commander Lieutenant Colonel Shu Narayan.
First up is the SAF Military Police Command, responsible for upholding and enforcing military law, order and discipline in the SAF during both peacetime and war. The formation conducts policing and security operations, as well as ceremonial functions for both MINDEF and the state.
Representing the Army Guard of Honor contingent are the men from 1st Commando Battalion, who will be receiving their 22nd consecutive Best Combat Unit Award this year. These soldiers are among the SAF's elite troopers, experts in specialized operations. Next up, the Navy Guard of Honor contingent, comprising men from the Naval Diving Unit. They too have a proud heritage as one of Singapore's elite units. Naval divers are renowned for their physical and mental strength, capable of undertaking missions at sea, land, and air.
And that's the Air Force Guard of Honor contingent formed by airmen and women from the Air Power Generation Command. Their role is to ensure that the RSAF can deliver the air power required to complete its missions, which includes aircraft turnaround and integrating operations across the 4 air bases.
And finally, we have the Guard of Honor contingent formed by the Digital and Intelligence Service.
The Digital and Intelligence Service plays a critical role in defending Singapore from digital threats, enabling the SAF to operate more effectively as a network integrated force against evolving threats and safeguarding Singapore's peace and sovereignty. The President has now completed his customary inspection of the Guard of Honor contingent.
Sworn in on 14th of September 2023, His Excellency is Singapore's 9th President. This is President Tharman's second attendance at the SAF Day Parade as a reviewing officer since assuming the role of Head of State. And in just a short while, our Chief of Defence Force, Vice Admiral Aaron Beng, will be leading the SAF men and women in reciting the SAF pledge to reaffirm our commitment to the defence of our country.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Senang Day! Win!
Ladies and gentlemen, we shall now invite Chief of Defence Force, Chief of Digital and Intelligence Service, Chief of Navy, Chief of Air Force and Chief of Army for the recitation of the Singapore Armed Forces Pledge.
West! Steady! Yeah! West! Kale! Sanja!
Chief of Defence Force will now lead us in the recitation of the Singapore Armed Forces Pledge. Please rise.
West! Time! Steady! Yeah!
We, members of the Singapore Armed Forces, do solemnly and sincerely pledge that we will always bear true faith and allegiance to the President and the Republic of Singapore. We will always support and defend the Constitution. We will preserve and protect the honor and independence of our country with our lives.
Raise! Steady! Yeah! Raise! Kali! Senja!
Mr. President, Ministers, ladies and gentlemen, over the years, precious sons and daughters of Singapore have lost their lives in the cause of service in the SAF. We honor their service and sacrifice to the nation. Let us observe a minute of silence in remembrance of our comrade in arms.
Raise! Go! Raise! Steady! Yeah!
Thank you, Chief of Defence Force, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Raise! Senang day!
We shall now present awards to the winners of the Singapore Armed Forces Best Unit Competition and the Best NS Unit Competition. Introduced in 1969, the Singapore Armed Forces Best Unit Competition is held annually to promote a competitive spirit amongst units. Units are judged in areas such as combat efficiency, marksmanship, security, human resource, and logistical matters.
A similar competition for the NS units is the Best NS Unit competition, which aims to enhance NS Battalion's operational readiness and to promote greater esprit de corps amongst operationally ready national servicemen. We shall now invite Minister for Defence, Mr. Chan Chun Sing, to present the awards to the winners of the Best Unit and Best NS Unit competitions. Minister, sir, please.
The Best Combat Unit is 1st Commando Battalion, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Kok Yi Long.
Sir!
The Best Infantry and Guards Unit is 1st Battalion Singapore Guards, commanded by Major Tan Yi Wen.
Sir!
The Best NS Infantry and Guards Unit for 3rd Singapore Division is 773 Battalion, Singapore Infantry Regiment, commanded by Major NS Lee Lien Te, Lionel. Major NS Lee is also the director at 4 Feet Media Private Limited.
The Best NS Infantry and Guards Unit for the 6th Singapore Division is 794 Battalion, Singapore Infantry Regiment, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel NS Kang Sun Leong Casimir. Lieutenant Colonel NS Kang is also the head of Department of English Language and Literature at Montfort Secondary School. The Best NS Infantry and Guards Unit for 9th Singapore Division is 780 Battalion, Singapore Infantry Regiment, commanded by Major NS Tay Chen Peng. Major NS Tay is also the Associate Director at Ernst & Young Limited. The Best NS Infantry and Guards Unit for HQ Guards is 756 Battalion, Singapore Guards, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel NS Hoirul Hafiz bin Maksom. Lieutenant Colonel NS Hoirul is also a director at Shopee Singapore Private Limited.
The Best NS Infantry Unit for 2nd People's Defence Force Command is 909 Battalion, Singapore Infantry Regiment, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Tan Kay Jack.
Sir!
The Best Armour Unit is 40th Battalion, Singapore Armoured Regiment, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Cephas Ong.
Sir!
The Best NS Armour Unit is 489 Battalion, Singapore Armoured Regiment, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel NS Liao Chong Kiang Lewis. Lieutenant Colonel NS Liao is also the Assistant Vice President at ST Engineering Land Systems Limited.
The Best Combat Support Unit is 17th C4I Battalion, commanded by Major Benjamin Low. The Best Artillery Unit is 24th Battalion, Singapore Artillery, commanded by Major Kane Liu. The best NS artillery unit is 267 Battalion, Singapore Artillery, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel NS Wan Hao Chung. Lieutenant Colonel NS1 is also the CEO Singapore and Managing Director at Principal Asset Management.
The best combat engineers unit is 35th Battalion, Singapore Combat Engineers, commanded by Major Chu Hong Rui. The best NS Combat Engineers unit is 391 Battalion, Singapore Combat Engineers, commanded by Major NS Sean Liu Yao Wen. Major NS Liu is also the Vice President of Organization and People Learning at Temasek International. The best Signal and C4I unit is 17th C4I Battalion, commanded by Major Benjamin Low. The best NS C4I unit is 114 C4I Battalion, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel NS Wong Hui Ping Thomas. Lieutenant Colonel NS Wong is also the Deputy Registrar at Nanyang Technological University.
The best NS Signal unit is 9th Signal Battalion, 9th Singapore Division Infantry, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel NS Tan Lee Yi. Lieutenant Colonel NS Tan is also the General Manager of Lion City Sailors Football Club. The best Combat Service Support Unit is 3rd Army Maintenance Base, commanded by Military Expert 6, Lim Bun Ta. The best NS Combat Service Support Unit is 3rd Combat Support Hospital, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel NS Dr. Muhammad Mizan Marikan. Lieutenant Colonel NS Dr. Mizan is also the Medical Director and Consultant Orthopedic Surgeon at Orion Orthopedic Surgery.
The best fleet unit is RSS Supreme, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Aaron Koh. Receiving the award on Lieutenant Colonel Koh's behalf is Lieutenant Colonel Sing Gyok Wei. The best maritime security unit is RSS Indomitable, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Lim Tian Xue.
The best Naval Engineering and Logistics Unit is Base Facilities and Service Center, commanded by Military Expert 6, Wilson Tan Wei Sheng. The best Naval NS unit is 3rd Flotilla Support Group, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel NS Ng Yi Chin Charles. Lieutenant Colonel NS Ng is also the Assistant Director at Workforce Singapore. The best fighter squadron is 142 Squadron Fighter Group Air Combat Command, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Muhammad Iskandar Zulfadli bin Abdul Rahman.
best helicopter squadron is 120 Squadron, Helicopter Group, Participation Command, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Lim Tek. The best Air Combat Support Squadron is 122 Squadron, Transport Group, Air Combat Command, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel C. Tineshwaran. The best ground-based air defense unit is 165 Squadron, Air Defense and Operation Command, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Chen Yong-Tze, Benjamin.
The best control squadron is 206 Squadron, Air Power Generation Command, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Ng Jin Yan. The best air engineering squadron is 811 Squadron, Unmanned Aerial Vehicle Command, commanded by military expert 6, Eng Xiang Peng. And finally, the best airbase operability unit is 505 Squadron, Air Power Generation Command, commanded by military expert 6, Gabriel Lim Guang Yan. Thank you, Minister Sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now invite Mr. Tharman Shanmugaratnam, President of the Republic of Singapore, to present the Singapore Armed Forces Colours to the best combat unit. Mr. President, please. The best combat unit is 1st Commando Battalion, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Kok Yi Long.
The secret behind my unit's win is no secret, there's no shortcut. It's about the daily grind and the hard work. As commandos, our missions are known to be physically and mentally demanding. So we trust each other, and it's the trust that really keep us focused and actually that we keep going during our missions or training. We are not resting on our laurels. We will continue to innovate and grow so that we can be ready for any mission today and tomorrow.
Colors are awarded to units in recognition of their achievements in the field of combat, training, administrative efficiency, and service to the community. The colors also help promote unit cohesion, esprit de corps, and instill in the men and women of the unit a sense of pride and loyalty. The parade will now pay compliments to the Singapore Armed Forces colors. Please rise.
Wes! Steady! Yeah! Wes! Hormat panji! Hormat! Senja! Da!
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Wes! Senang day!
We will now witness the trooping of colors. In the past, the trooping of colors before a battle served as a means of identification and as a rallying point for the soldiers in battle. Colors were awarded as battle honors for gallant acts and sacrifices made by the units. Today, colors has become the emblems of loyalty and courage, and they also signify the high battle readiness of the unit and formation. Please remain seated as the colors march to take up position to the right side of the parade square.
Kumpulan panji! Ambil tempat!
Trooping of colors is carried out in 3 main stages. During the first stage, on the order of troop by the parade commander, the escort commander will give the command for the escort to the colors to march towards the state colors.
Troop! Stop! Berdiri untuk panji! Steady! Ya! Berdiri untuk panji! Dari depan! Cepat jalan! Lan! Tukar arah ke kiri! Ke kiri tu! Kak!
Regimental Sergeant Major. Trooping the colors is the only occasion when the parade Regimental Sergeant Major is given the privilege to draw his ceremonial sword, symbolizing the highest form of compliment being paid to the colors prior to it being trooped.
In the second stage, the escort to the colors will present arms as a mark of respect, whilst the colors party assume its new position in the contingent.
Pagiri untuk panci-panci. Ke kanan row. Terus.
Pagiri untuk panci-panci. Pandan ke hadapan. Pandan.
Ya. Pagiri untuk panci-panci. Hormat panci-panci. Hormat. Senja. Tak.
When paying compliments, the guards at the four corners of the escort turn outwards to signify all-round protection for the colors being trooped.
Pagiri untuk panci-panci. Russo. Senja. Tak. Pagiri untuk panci-panci. Tukar haluan ke kiri. Ke kiri tu. Tak. Pagiri untuk panci-panci. Dari depan. Perlahan je. Lan.
You are about to witness the final stage of the trooping. While the colors are being trooped through the ranks, the Guard of Honor contingent are at present arms position. This signifies the pride and respect every man and woman in the unit and formation has for the colors. This occasion is a tribute to the colors. It symbolizes the camaraderie and the esprit de corps of the Singapore Armed Forces.
Pagkiri yung taban si Panji. Akan mengharap ke hadapan. Ke kiri bow. Sek. Pagkiri yung taban si Panji. Ke kanan row. Terus.
Pengiri itu Panji. Pandang ke hadapan. Pan. Dan.
Pagkiri yung taban si Panji. Hormat Panji. Hormat. Senja. Dah. Wes. Rusuk. Senja. Dah.
Mr. President, we have your permission to march off the parade. Sir!
Kaulang kehormatan diam. Yang lain, tulang senjata. Baris akan berjalan keluar dalam masa cepat. Kaulang kehormatan dahulu. Bergerak ke kanan dan ke nampung. Tank.
The Colours Party will now form back into the contingent and lead the parade in the March Past. As the Colours Party, these men and women are part of the long tradition that dates back to the early 17th century. Today, the colours remain symbolic in modern armed forces to promote cohesion, camaraderie, and instill a sense of pride and loyalty in the unit. The Colours Party, led by the state colours, will now form up for the March Past together with the 5 Guard of Honour contingents. Colours are awarded for achievements in the fields of combat, training, administration efficiency, and service to the community.
Kawalan kehormatan dari kiri, cepat jalan.
Featured in this evening's parade are 4 state and 36 regimental colours, 5 Guard of Honour contingents, 10 marching contingents, and the Singapore Armed Forces Central Band. Formations from all 4 services are represented in the parade. Please rise when the colours pass your immediate front. All military personnel in uniform are to salute the colours.
Leading the parade in the march past is Parade Commander Lieutenant Colonel Shiu Narayan, Headquarters Guards. Marching behind the 4 state colours is the Parade Regimental Sergeant Major, Military Expert 4 Lee Han Seng, Chief Expert in Joint Intelligence Command. Behind the regimental colours is the Colours Regimental Sergeant Major, Military Expert 3 Sham Rohit Kumar, Command Chief 142 Squadron.
The leading Guard of Honour contingent are personnel from the Singapore Armed Forces Military Police Command, led by Captain Tan Liang Chun. The 2nd Guard of Honor contingent is formed by the Best Combat Unit, 1st Commando Battalion, led by Major Tae Song Wei. Contingent is formed by personnel from the Naval Diving Unit, Republic of Singapore Navy, led by Major Wang Kwang-ik.
Contingent is formed by personnel from the Republic of Singapore Air Force, led by Military Expert 4 Lim Chun Yong.
The 5th Guard of Honor contingent are personnel from the Digital and Intelligence Service, led by Military Expert 5 Gabriel Liao Xiaohui. And bringing up the rear is the parade's second-in-command, Lieutenant Colonel Chua Tzu-zhong, Commanding Officer, Basic Military Training Center, School 4. The 1st Marching Contingent is formed by the Infantry, led by Captain Ko Jit Kai, Jen. The 2nd Marching Contingent is formed by personnel from the Navy, led by Military Expert 4 Weng Lin Jie. Approaching us is the 3rd Marching Contingent from the Air Force, led by Captain Caspian Ng Mong Rui.
The next marching contingent is from the Guards, led by Captain Muhammad Hairi bin Muhammad Hadi. The 5th marching contingent is from the armor, led by Captain Sunaljit Singh, son of Harman Singh. The next marching contingent is from the Combat Service Support Command, led by Military Expert 4 Tan Yong Kang.
The 7th Marching Contingent is made up of gunners from the Singapore Artillery, led by Captain Eva Tan Ying. Next, we have the marching contingent from the Singapore Combat Engineers, led by Captain Lim Wei Kiong. marching contingent is from the Army C4I, led by Captain Solomon Joshua Mark.
The final marching contingent is from the Singapore Armed Forces Medical Corps, led by Military Expert 4, Teo Sin Yi.
Ladies and gentlemen, leading the Singapore Armed Forces Central Band for the March Past is Drum Major, Military Expert 3, Chu Boon Hui, and the Director of Music, Military Expert 5, Ignatius Wang. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the Singapore Armed Forces Day Parade 2025. Please rise as Mr. President takes his leave.
And that wraps up SAF Day Parade 2025. A huge thank you for joining us on the show. We hope you have enjoyed the parade as much as we have.
This year's parade was a powerful reminder of how far we've come.
60 years of defense and a future built on that same strength.
But if you missed out on any of today's action or would like to rewatch the broadcast, we've got you covered. Details on the screen right now.
This is JK signing off.
I'm Tanisha, and from all of us here in the studios,
Goodbye.
As children, we heard many stories, many lessons from the past. How we rose up from the ashes, valuable lessons we learned in class. All it took was just one vision, one heart, one hope for Singapore. United as one. The morning reminds us we're never alone. Brick by brick, we've built a nation. Step by step, we'll keep on making us We're song a thousand voices. Through the rain we shine for Singapore. One rhythm. We're song a thousand voices. Heavy the rain we shine for Singapore. With our hearts one rhythm. We're song a thousand voices. Heavy the rain we shine for Singapore. Together, united as one. Together, united as one for Singapore. Forward, we're moving, not turning back. Day by day, we prove that we will last. Through tough times, we are bold. Our courage we will hold. Protecting this land, we forged our home. Growing up, we learn